Yo guys, what is going on? Blossom is back and welcome back to another episode of Top Drives. Now I think we can all agree that Top Drives is a massive game in terms of car variation and car versatility and variety, and there's so many different cars, so many unique cars in the game. And as you can see, there are 3,400 unique cars sitting in the game right now, and I'm really happy that that's just like a whole number. Is that even what I failed math, bro? I don't even know if that's a whole number, but like what I'm trying to say is that it's not like 3,128, you know, it's not a random number like that. It ends in 2 zeros, which is like, for my OCD sake, that is really, really nice to see. I currently have 2,821 cars in my garage, but obviously these aren't all uniques. A lot of them are duplicates. But yeah, 3,400 unique cars in the game, which honestly, comment down below if you know any other game, any other car game, whether it's on the phone or on the PC, that has more than 3,400 unique cars. Now granted, out of this 3,400, there are like 100 different variations of Mulsannes and Audis and 3 Series and all that kind of stuff, WRXs, but it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. Okay, that's gonna backfire if I say it doesn't really matter. It does matter. It can be a little bit annoying, but I do like the fact that there are quote unquote 3,400 unique cars in the game. Anyway, today I want to be telling you my top 10 biggest brands and also the top 10 biggest brands in Top Drive. So we'll do the boring one first, which are what are the biggest brands in Top Drives. I'll go through it really quickly, okay? In 13th place, Chevrolet, 86 cars. 12th place, Chrysler, then followed by Fiat. Well, Fiat and Chrysler, ironically, have the same amount of cars at 88, and also Fiat owns Chrysler, so I think that's pretty funny. And I think it'll be pretty funny if, like, Hutch has some kind of licensing where Fiat's like, oh, no matter what happens, there cannot be more Chryslers than Fiats, you know, just because, you know, Chrysler, I don't know, man, that would be funny, though. In 10th place, it's Shitbox, Volkswagen. 9th place is Mercedes. 8th place is Dodge. 7th place is Subaru, 6th place is Alfa, 5th place with 140 cars in the game is Audi, 4th place with 165 cars is Nissan, 3rd place with 171 cars is Porsche right here, 2nd place with 200, only 2 cars, only 2 brands in the entire game have more than 200 unique cars. 2nd place is BMW with 208, and 1st place is Ford with 235, which makes sense because Ford has had revamps and everything, literally in every single update. They've been a part of Pacific Coast Highway. They've been a part of American Frontier, as you can see over here. They have been a part of the OG squad. They have been a part of what else? Learn the Savannah Way. They've been a part of American Frontier again. They've been a part of Great Exhibition, I believe, but I just can't find the Great Exhibition Fords right now. Again, Learn the Savannah Way. This is American Frontier. That's an OG. That's an OG. Yeah, they've been a part of so many freaking. It's just crazy, man. It's actually insane. So obviously they are going to be the biggest brand. But anyway, guys, I want to be talking about my personal top 10. So what are the biggest brands in my garage, and I'll cross-reference them with how big they are ranked in the game because there are a correlation between some of them. So number 1, we're gonna go into manufacturer and the 10th biggest brand in terms of sheer volume. So this is just based off unique cars. Not just cars I have fully upgraded. If I just filtered by fully upgraded, that would probably be a different list. But just based off sheer volume alone, in 10th place, my biggest brand goes to Chrysler. I have 80 Chryslers in my garage, and there are 88 in total in the game. This is the 10th biggest brand in my garage. It is the 12th biggest brand in the entire game. I'll go through it really quickly. I think the bulk of Chrysler is just the lower end. 16 commons, 22 uncommons, and 16 super rare. So basically that's where most of the crap lies around. When it comes to legendaries and epics, there's literally only 2 epics and 1 legendary to show for. So for the most part, it is pretty impressive that Chrysler does make the top 10 because there are some brands where like I would hoard, you know, a lot of cars. But for Chrysler, I don't really tend to hoard any Chrysler cars in particular. Yeah, I have 2 Aspen hybrids. Yeah, I have 2 Crossfires, but that's really nothing compared to like, you know, 3069 Chargers or even 6 Turbo Martinis or anything like that. So yeah, for them to make the top 10, it's mainly because they have a lot of cars in the game. They have 88 cars in the entire game. I have 80 of them, and I think the only ones that I'm actually missing is the Nissan, which I've actually unpacked like 3-4 times, and I've fused it away every single time. and the Eco Voyager, because it's really freaking ugly and I hate how it looks and I don't want it in my garage. These two, I mean, they are Chargers and I do love Chargers, but at the end of the day, it's no coincidence that those cars have white background photos, and that's why I'm just not really interested in collecting them. And then obviously a lot of the commons I'm missing as well, and you know me, man, I really don't care about that rarity at all. Now in 9th place is actually the 9th, whoa, wait, hold on, I'm so confused now. Oh, in 9th place, yes, in 9th place, the 9th biggest is going to go, because yeah, this is really confusing because I wrote a lot of numbers in my notes, because some is the place of where it is in my garage and some it is in the game. So my 9th biggest brand is actually the 7th biggest brand in the entire game. So these numbers are very close, and that actually is Subaru. So there are 109 Subarus in the entire game. I have 83 of them. Once again, Subaru, 0 commons. Most of the bulk is actually ultra rares, 41 ultra rares. I have 83 Subarus, so literally half of my Subaru collection is in that one ultra rarity. And also, guys, let me know down in the comments below, what are your top 10 biggest brands in your garage. I want to see if, you know, there are any similarities with the top maybe 3 brands or 5 brands. So once again, not a lot of low end when it comes to Subaru. Actually, everything just kind of kicks up when we get into the red. And then over here, as you can see, this is where the bulk of everything lies. I have 3 Levorgs. I had 4 at one point, and I actually sold one away because the Levorg just ended up being a pretty underwhelming 4-wheel drive set entire car. Although it handles really well, I just kind of realized, I never actually really use it. So yeah, because of that, I actually sold one away. I have 2 of these Levorg VNs now. This is the good one right here, also in a state, and you know, just handles even better. And yeah, I mean, as you can see, most of the Subarus that I have are actually fully upgraded. So I feel like if I did a video like this and I filtered it by fully upgraded, Subaru might still be in the top 10. I also have a handful of max Subaru epics, like the hot hatchback over here, the WRX, the hatch and the non-hatch, I guess, the saloon, the one that doesn't, very strangely enough, doesn't come with a spoiler. It just looks so weird for a Subaru without a spoiler. The WRX Ti as well, and this one's just like, it's just been 2-star forever. I've just never wanted to finish it. The WRX, the S202 and the S204, both of those are max, and 2 legendaries at the end. So the first 2 brands that we're working with, not a lot of legendaries really, but that will change very, very soon. So 8th place in my garage is actually the 9th biggest manufacturer in top drives. So the 9th biggest brand in top drives is the 8th biggest brand in my garage, which is, you know, very, very close. And that actually goes down to Mercedes-Benz. Now, Mercedes, as you guys know, is in my top 4 favorite brands of all time. Number 1 is always Dodge, but 2nd, 3rd, and 4th place has always like moved around for me. So 1's always Dodge, but 2nd, 3rd, and 4th is always like a really close bloodbath between 3 brands. I love Aston Martin, Porsche, and Mercedes, and there was a time in my life where Aston was the clear 2nd. There was a time in my life where Porsche was the clear 2nd, and I think currently where I'm sitting today, Mercedes is probably 2nd. So right now, I think if I had to rank, Dodge is always number 1, Mercedes is number 2, Porsche number 3, Aston Martin number 4. As you probably realize in my most recent videos, or even just in the past year or so, I've not talked about Aston Martin too much. I still love it. It's just that Aston Martin is like, I love the heritage of the brand. They don't really come up with new cars too often, so I tend to forget about them from time to time. I still love them though, don't get me wrong. And I think the DB12 just released, but I find the DB12 as a pretty strange car. I don't really love it. I actually prefer the DB11. So yeah, right now the Aston stocks are the lowest among the top 4, I guess. But yeah, Mercedes is 2nd place. But yeah, anyway, I digress. Mercedes is like, I freaking love this brand, bro. I love it. I've loved it since I was a kid. The 420 SEL was like the first car I fell in love with. So yeah, there you go. 2 commons. I hate commons. 7 uncommons, 11 rares, 12 super rares, 34 ultra rares, 14 epic, and 4 legendary. So a little bit more diversified compared to the first 2 brands that we saw. And I think I have almost every single Mercedes that's like ultra rare and below, or at least super rare and below. I think I have almost every single Mercedes. I think the only Mercedes I'm missing is like the purple one. Oh wait, no, I do have the purple one. Okay, well, there you go. I think I have every single one, to be honest. Only when we get to ultra rares and above. And then I'm starting to miss a little bit more. I have my collection of G63s, of course, my S63s as well. For those of you that don't know, my favorite Mercedes is usually W126. I love the W126. I love the W122, which is another reason why I actually have these W122s just in my garage. Like, this one's even locked, for crying out loud. I like W122s, man, and 126s. Just that W126s are probably not going to end up being epics anyway, so that's kind of sad. So yeah, two of these. Look, I'm a Mercedes fan. If you want to add a bunch of variations for a car like they did with BMW and like they did for Audi, I really hope that they would do it for Mercedes-Benz as well, because like there's so many different variations of W122s that you can get. You can get E200s, E250s, E300s, E400s, I don't think there's 600 though. And then obviously you have the E63s and the AMGs, and then you have the AMG package and the non-AMG, and then the Blue Tech and all that kind of stuff. So like all those little variations, yeah, I'm all for that. I know not everyone is, probably most of you aren't, but you know, I'm just saying, if you're gonna be super meticulous about brands like BMW and Audi and Subaru, then just be consistent and do it for every single brand, you know what I mean? But yeah, I got the E400s in here. I got my collection of AMG GTSs. 3 of them were legendaries, so that's the only one that's a pure epic. That's a legend. That's a legend. Part of me wants to sell it, I don't know. And then obviously the legendaries, your boy just doesn't have a legendary SLS. I mean, most of the SLSs became epics anyway, so I'm kind of interested to see what I'm actually missing in low end. Yeah, okay, the A-Class, I never liked the A-Class, to be honest. That's a price car, so I don't have that. All the super rares are collected. Most of the ultra rares are collected. I'm missing the S400. This just needs a photo change. I just really don't like the photo change of that. If you put the more bespoke rims, that would be pretty cool. This one's pretty sick. I freaking love the S65, so that's always really cool. There's also an S65, you know, gotta love that. Another Mercedes that I do really, really love, and that's because it came from the year of my birth, 1999. I love the R129s. I think that's like, I've said this a couple of times, but the R129 is like my, I guess, foreseeable and affordable dream car to own. And yeah, I really do want an R129. If you don't know what an R129 is, it's like this, basically, like the SL300s and the SL500s and definitely the SL600s. Those exist as well, I think, with the V12 engine. So those are really cool. I like those. So yeah, Benz. That was a long one. I'm passionate about that one. Okay, so that was my 8th biggest brand, 9th biggest in the game. In 7th place, so my 7th biggest brand in my garage is actually the 13th biggest brand in the entire game, and that is indeed Chevrolet. I have more Chevrolets in my garage than there are unique Chevrolets in the game, 96 to 86, so or 96 to 84, something like that. So Chevrolet, once again, very balanced. 6 commons, 17 uncommons, 21 rares, 14 super rares, 19 ultra rares, 15 epics, and 2 legendaries. So this is obviously attributed to my collection of S10 Extremes, and I think I do have a few Chevrolet hordes in my garage, or maybe it's just the S10. I have 3 Grand Sports, but I don't plan on maxing out the 3rd one. 2 Corvette ZR1s, and I do want to max the other Corvette ZR1. I want to go drag spec on this one, so that's just chilling around. I got the Trailblazers, and I do have a horde of Colorados, because these all used to be ultra rare. I think one was an epic. Oh, the one that I unpacked that was a pure epic, I already fused it away, because obviously I have 4 of those. So I had 5 at one point. Mirai, once again, only have 1. I really wish I pulled more when it used to be an ultra rare. That's what I want to do one day. I want to do a review of how like Top Drive's garages used to be. But yeah, I got a collection of Corvettes over here, 2 Lingenfelters. I'm always calling it a Lingenfelter. I do not care. Z06s. At one point, I think I had 2 Z51s, but I fused the other one away because I kind of just realized, I got a lot of freaking Corvettes already, you know? And I got both the prize cars. Again, another brand which I think the craziest thing about Chevrolet is that this is a brand that has not been revamped since American Dream, right? This is a brand that's not been touched since American Dream, since 2018, and it still maintains its dominance in my garage as the 7th biggest brand, and it's not really received any new cars since. So it really just goes to show how much I just like Chevrolet. I'm not gonna say I love it, but I really, really, really do like Chevrolet, and if it gets a revamp one day, it will definitely shoot up to to probably the top 5 brands in my garage. Now, moving on to 6th place, the 6th biggest brand in my garage is also the 6th biggest brand in the entire game. The game has 119, I have 97. In 6th place, it is indeed Alfa Romeo. Now, I think Alfa Romeo stocks truly shot up with Amalfi Coast. Before that, Alfa used to be one of the smallest brands in my garage, but obviously I had this thing where I wanted to collect every single Amalfi Coast rare and super rare, and so obviously like that just let me collect all of the Alfa rares, basically. Alfa Romeos, basically. I'm losing my speech. I'm thinking too quickly, man. But yeah, I do like Alfa. I think this is something that Sauber would be genuinely really proud of. Definitely like Chevrolet and Mercedes a lot more. But like I said, it's just that, you know, we've had so many events that kind of rotate around World Expo and beyond, that all of these Alfa rares are just, all these Alfa Romeos have just become so useful. Before World Expo, I think I only had 2 max epic Italian cars. One was the Grande Punto Fiat, and the other one was the Pagani C12, I believe. And now, as you can see, I have a lot more here with the Pandion and 2 Stradales. I have the Giulia, and don't get me wrong, man, I'm probably going to be maxing out a second Giulia GTA because I freaking love that car. Probably one of my favorite Italian cars ever made. The Alfa 156 GTA, or at least, okay, ever made is a bit too far. I actually don't know much about the car in terms of specs. It's just one of my favorite cars to look at. Like, I can sit down and just stare at this car for an hour and I probably wouldn't get bored. Like, I'm just getting started, you know what I mean? But yeah, Alfa's a pretty cool one. It definitely got a massive glow up with Amalfi Coast, making it a lot more interesting of a brand than it was before the update. Now, moving on to the top 5, the 5th biggest brand in my garage, and I can't believe that we're already going to this brand, is the 3rd biggest brand in the entire game, and that is indeed Porsche. There are 171 Porsches in the entire game, 125. So in the top 5, our cars over 100. Well, actually, I had more than 100 Alphas, right? 119 Alphas or something like that. No, I had 97. I had 97 ultra rares. There was 119 in total in the game. So from my top 5 and onwards, I have more than 100 cars from each brand, basically. So 125 Porsches that I have in my garage. Sorry, there's so many numbers to look at. There are 171. Yeah, so 171 in the game, and I own 125. I actually cannot believe that Porsche is 5th. Considering that I love Porsche as much as I do, and I try and collect these cars, and I have duplicates of like Taycans and Speedsters and all that kind of crap, I'm actually really surprised. And like, I got 6 Martinis and 3 911S 2.7s, and it's only 5th place. So it really goes to show how freaking big the other brands are going to be. Once again, a lot of hordes here. I got 4 924s. They all used to be ultra rares. I love my 996s. You know me, man. I love my Friday headlights. If you watched yesterday's video, then you know that I'm on course. I'm maxing my Cayman. It's basically just one upgrade away. It's already 223, so 223, and I'll be done. Yes, I'm going 223. I don't care. Well, actually, I'll look at the times, but like, I do want to go 233 because it is a car where like I will be using on the dry as much as the off-road. So I think it's like a win-win / lose-lose, or win-lose, basically. Like, it really just, it's like, where do you want to deploy it on? You know what I mean? But yeah, one car that I really want is obviously the butt. I don't have the butt, and I have a massive collection of legendaries as well. And as you can see, 23 legends, 29 epics, 46 ultra rares, and everything else is relatively low in number. So yeah, Porsche in 5th place, the 3rd biggest brand in the entire game. All right, moving on to my 4th biggest brand. The 4th biggest brand that I have in my garage is the 2nd biggest brand in the entire game. That is indeed BMW. There are, I think, over 200 in the entire game. Yes, 208. I have 140. So as you can see, we'll go through this really quickly. Again, 3 commons, 6 uncommons, 8 rares, 27 super rares, 62 ultra rares, 27 epics, and 7 legendaries. I think the issue about BMW is that it would be a much bigger brand if it had more legendaries in the game, I guess. I don't know. Like, I pull a lot of Porsche legendaries, and like, I'm really happy because I don't want any Lambos. I never want Lambos, but like Porsche, I'm really happy. BMW, like, that's fine as well. One thing I do realize is that I actually don't pull a lot of BMW legends. I mean, like, again, it is what it is. I don't really mind. They're not really amazing, but like I don't mind them because like I don't hate them. Like I think BMWs are cool. But yeah, I got a couple of epics over here. The M3 CSL has been locked in my garage for literally over a year now. Because this was given out, right? It was given out in a challenge or something like that. It's still medium, which is cool. I want to max it out because it's a really good medium ground clearance car. I've just never had the chance to do so. I got a pair of M3 CSs and X-Drive Tourings. I always forget that I have two of these. But if there's ever an estate event, then I guess that's gonna be good. This one, I like upgraded it like half-ass for like a tri-series challenge or something. I'm kind of glad that those owners challenges are kind of gone. We've not had a rerun in a long time, but usually those owners challenges would always make me just upgrade cars, upgrade really crappy cars in this kind of configuration. I'll just never finish it off because I know the car is crap and I don't want to waste my ultra rares on it. But yeah, in terms of like legendary BMWs, I've not pulled that many. Like I've pulled 6, right? No, I pulled 5. So both the M5s, the 760, the 330D, and the M50i. Now, to be fair, I did pull this monstrosity as a legend twice, but obviously it went down to epic as well. So anyway, that's the 4th biggest brand in my garage at BMW. Now we're moving to 3rd place, and we're kind of switching it up. So the 3rd biggest brand in my garage is the 4th biggest brand in the entire game. Corn, you'll be very proud that Nissan has broke into the top 3, and as you can see, I have 159 compared to the BMW's 140. Again, as you can see, this is very versatile. 19 commons, 36 uncommon, 29 rares, 27 ultra rares, and then 30 ultra rares, 9 epics, and 9 legendaries. I'm not gonna go through all the filler crap because Nissan has a lot of filler, so I'm not gonna bother talking about super rare and below. This is my collection. Obviously, I got a lot of 240Zs because they used to be super rares. I got 2 corn cars, the R33s, of course, a couple of Sylvias, only 2 left. I actually had 4 at one point, but now I only have 2 because I think I fused the others away. Maybe? I don't know. I had more at one point. Did I really put epics? I think I did. You know what? I think I did because like the car was just so bad. Like I think I actually just got rid of it. But yeah, I also put them into ultra rares. But yeah, legendaries. I have a decent amount. I think I've won every single Nissan legendary bar 1. I think only the Nismo is the only one that I didn't win. I think I have the rest. I might be wrong. I might forget. There might be one that I'm forgetting, but that's Nissan. And now we move on to the top 2. And I think it is pretty obvious what second place and first place is going to be. It's really only in what order. So in second place, the second biggest brand in my garage, I have 195. 195, and in the entire game there are only 99 of these cars. So it's the 8th biggest brand in the game, but the 2nd biggest brand in my garage. There are only 99 unique of this car, of this brand, but I have 195. I just want you to know that that is almost 100 more. That means I have a crap ton of duplicates, and it is, of course, to nobody's surprise, in second place is indeed, where is it? I don't know my alphabet. Dodge, there you go. And that is like 195, and I've not unpacked any of the new crap that's like, you know, epic and above. So yeah, I mean, Dodge, as you can see, 17 ultra, 17 uncommon, 6 commons, 60 super rares, 62 ultra rares, 25 epics, and 8 legendaries. Obviously, half of my super, literally more than half of my super collection is literally just attributed to these 69 chargers. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I have not pulled a 69 charger in so long. We have done probably up to 10 million worth of 1 million openings where I have not pulled a charger RT once. I don't know if the game has realized that I have too many, but there is no such thing as too many 69 chargers. So I've not pulled another one in a very, very long time. I'm not sure if anyone has realized that from my openings, but a car that I have pulled a lot are my Ram SRT10s. I have 5 of them, all fully upgraded. 3 R233 and 2 R332. I also have an army of Dodge Circuit EVs sitting at a healthy number of 6, and a very healthy number of Charger 3s. I have 7 of them, and I don't think I've ever actually fused a Charger 3 in my life. 6 of them are max, and the 7th will be on the way as well. Welcome to Noah's Ark. I have 2 Neons, 2 M80s, 2 Daytonas, 1 Magnum, 1 Challenger, 2 Power Boxes, 2 SRT8s, 2 newer generation SRT8s, 4 RT10s, 3 Twin Turbos, 2 Scat Packs, 2 Super Bs, 3 Challenger SRT8s, 3 SRT 392s, 1 RT Scat Pack Charger, a Rally Sedan, and of course, how could we forget? I have 12 Dodge Charger Scat Pack wide bodies. Yes, I am not going to be getting rid of a single one because these are my babies and I'm going to be maxing out every single one in due time. I currently have 3 out of 12 max and I'll be maxing every single one. You bet your ass I would. In terms of epics, I have every single epic besides the 3 new ones. I mean, surprise, surprise. And obviously the 2 prize cars. Hopefully I'll get those one day. That will lessen the blow because at least I can win those and then it will be in my control. I wouldn't be surprised if it was like 5 times Volkswagen to win the Dodge. I will be prepared. I will get it, even if it's Volkswagen. But anyway, yeah, I got, 4 max SRT Hellcats, 3 max SRT Challenger Hellcats, and 2 max wide bodies, wide boys, both of them I got, like, in the same week or some crap, 894, it was not even the same week, it was the same day, it was the same opening, what am I talking about, it was my birthday, man, 2020, yeah, freaking love that. One is Drag Spec, and then obviously one is, 233, and then obviously I have my collection of 8 legendaries, where 6 of them are fully upgraded. For the longest time, I've been saying that I want to max my SRT 10 ACR. I'm going to, is just that it's going to be a very slow process. It's going to be a very, very, very slow process. Obviously, I have a second Viper TA as well. And last but not least, I think this is like, it goes without saying, the biggest brand in my garage is probably the biggest brand in your garage. And it's the biggest brand in the entire game, and that is indeed Ford. 235 in the entire game, 213 in my garage. I'll be honest, man. I think I actually had more Dodges, but then since Learn the Savannah Way, added more Fords, and then obviously, Pacific Coast Highway, added even more Fords. It was inevitable that I was going to get every single Ford because, like, come on, guys. At the end of the day, I'm an American collector. They're American Fords, they're British Fords, they're Australian Fords, they're Brazilian Fords, they're Chinese Fords. It's impossible at this point. Like, I love Dodge and I want Dodge to be the biggest brand in my garage, but how can you beat this absolute monstrosity of a brand, of a giga brand that just has its tentacles just spread all over the game? Literally variation upon variation upon variation. Doesn't help that I can't pull the new epic Dodges, but I keep pulling the epic Fords. At one point I had 4 of these Maverick Tremors. I fused 2 of them away. I'm keeping 2. I'm gonna have no less than 2, so the minimum is 2. And then, like, at one point I had 7 Mach 1s. I fused 5 Mach 1s away. A part of me was like, yeah, you know what, it would be funny if I kept every single Mach 1, but obviously a Tri-Series final is the most important thing, and at the end of the day, like, I'm gonna hoard Dodge epics. I'm not gonna hoard Mustang epics, as much as I like the Mach 1. We got the Raptors, finally. Both Raptors looking good. Got the Slick Tire Abyss and the legendaries. I mean, I don't even have that many legendaries, just the rest of the rarity. 41 Ultras, 24 Epics, 43 Rares, 54 Super Rares. Just crazy stuff. I mean, I've pulled every single... Ford doesn't even have many legendaries. They're such a big brand, and they don't even have many legendaries. They don't even have a single RQ78 for crying out loud, but they are the biggest brand in the game, which is crazy. But yeah, only 179, no 78, bruh, really? The high end when it comes to Ford just makes it feel like this brand isn't even as big as, like, you know, Porsche. You think Porsche is the biggest brand, but, like, no, Ford, it just is because of all that backbone that it has. But anyway, guys, that's gonna be it for today. Those are my top 10 biggest brands in my garage and the top 10 biggest brands in the game. Let me know down in the comments below what your top 10 are, but anyway, I hope you guys have a great day. Stay safe, wash your hands, and bless them out. Peace.
Bro, this song just makes me so happy.
Me too. Imagine being Asian in the 50s, looking nifty, leather jacket looking sleek, look like Presley, look so deadly. Got a jukebox back at home, feeling jazzy, turn it on and play it slow, like the movies with the ladies.
They so fine.
Imagine being Asian in the 50s, looking nifty, leather jacket looking sleek, look like Presley, look so deadly. Got a jukebox back at home, feeling jazzy, turn it on and play it slow, like the movies with the ladies.
They so fine.
Sit back, relax in my Bonneville
Pontiac.
Hold tight all night, cruise to Jacksonville
Atlantic.
Blonde hair, don't care, look like Leslie Brooks. Pin up